Blake Griffin is currently on the sideline, still about to come back from injury before the NBA playoffs, or right around when the NBA playoffs begin. The Los Angeles Clippers likely want him back sooner than later to make a run in the playoffs, even though they're playing pretty damn well without him. But in the bigger picture, the Olympics are around the corner, and the 2016, oh my God, Jesus. The 2016 men's basketball team has not officially announced their roster. There's only 12 men that will make the team. And there was an article that was released recently that brought up some good points in relation to if Blake Griffin will make the team, maybe for some underlying reasons as to getting into a fight with the equipment manager, also his friend, and the injuries that have riddled him in the past from keeping him from playing on that team.
Yeah.
2 quotes from Bleacher Report to begin with before Jerry Colangelo's tweet. The first quote, as the writer for Bleacher Report was mentioning, the unsavory off-court incident won't have any bearing on Griffin's chances of representing the United States at the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, though, according to USA Basketball chairman Jerry Colangelo, per Sports Illustrated's Ben Golliver, they continue to say, Griffin was selected to join the U.S. in 2012 Summer Games in London, but was forced to sit out due to a knee injury. There isn't a lot of time remaining for Griffin to make a good impression if he truly does want to suit up for his homeland in Rio. So he's bringing up those points. Jerry Colangelo, we wanted more information. The chairman they were speaking of, his tweet was, we will select the 12 players at the end of June when the NBA season and the playoffs are over. Boo! I wanted more.
Tell us more.
Give us some more info, man. We've been dying to know. Every time I do a Team USA clip, I have to mention, it doesn't matter if Blake's on the team or not. They could take the second best 12 overall in the NBA and they'd still dominate. But will this keep him off the team? If you were coach, if you were chairman of the USA, would you want Blake Griffin on your team? Not for so much playing ability, but maybe injury prone. Maybe he might punch the equipment manager.
Is the equipment manager the same as it's going to be on the team?
Well, I don't know. He was friends with the guy he punched. I can't imagine with the equipment manager he doesn't like.
I think that makes more of the case as why he did punch him, because sometimes friends go a little overboard. Either way, you don't like to see a guy get involved in any of the coaching staff or equipment staff or whatever it is. Nonetheless, again, I think you mentioned it to me a little bit before, is that even if they do leave him out, they're not going to openly state that's the reason why, because they're going to try and mask it. And they've got a million other reasons that they can mask it over instead of just doing this. He's not played enough this season. He's been injured a lot. He has a reoccurring knee injury. There is a fucking million players that you can choose from. The US could literally take anyone from any of these teams who haven't played a minute this year and still compete, because they have that big of a selection, that big of a size to take from, because none of the other teams in the world, yes, we know European basketball is getting bigger. This is like me trying to play the advocate on the other side of it. Yes, we know the MLS is getting bigger, but you're still not going to compete. That team is unbelievable. That team is, it's because it's embarrassing. People think it's one-sided in other sports. You look at basketball, man, it's not even close. It's almost unenjoyable. I do love watching it because it's literally like watching a game of Space Jam or something like that, and watching the Monsters lose their firepower and Michael Jordan and the rest of the Looney Tunes just shit all over everyone. Game, set, night. I'll be here all week.
Game, set, match. Secondly, it was Bugs Bunny who probably, and Elmer Fudd was very good in that game too.
Michael Jordan wasn't the star?
No, he was good.
It was Bill Murray.
It wasn't.
We all know
it was Bill Murray. It was definitely Bill Murray. So before we go, yes, Team USA basketball is around the corner. Once again, leave who you think the 12 players that should be selected for it. It gets interesting because Damian Lillard and Steph Curry will be fighting for, not fighting for a spot, but there'll be an interesting placement there.
This is a question I wanted to ask you. Even if he is to get in, who's starting ahead of him? How many people does he have to go through before he even gets a chance at getting in?
Well, again, like I think Melo's on the team just because he's been there before, and the coaching staff likes Melo on that team. LeBron plays the forward position over Blake. Kevin Durant plays the forward position over Blake. If LaMarcus makes the team, LaMarcus Aldridge, I'd take him. Dependingly, he's he could. Wow, there are so many different ways you can do it. Regardless,
talk tactics.
Talk tactics with it. I mean, I think that Blake would be a fun person to have on the team because we get to see some lob dunks, a lot of them. But it's not like he's needed. But again, we won't actually know. It's not like Colangelo's going to come out and say, well, because Blake had some trouble on the court this year, we decided that he's not on the team. No, he'd come out and say we chose the likes of Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony over someone.
Or he's been niggling injuries or whatever.
Of course, there's a million ways you can do it. Regardless, comment below if you'd like to see Blake on the team or if he shouldn't be on the team. And 2, give me your starting, your 12-man roster for Team USA. Make sure to follow Francis at Francis_Maxwell and at JasonRubin91. Check out my Sierra tweets today. Fire.